you're a new member, my name is Mugure. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell and also like my video. This channel is all about being better people in whatever capacity God has put you in. Be it being a better employee, being a better parent, being a better friend, a better colleague. But most importantly, we advocate for being the best person for your own sake. In today's video, I would like us to look back at the just concluded 2022 general elections, and we see what we can learn from that. And one of the things that I think was my highlight is that you should always guard your tongue, because at times we are very careless with our words, not knowing the repercussions they have on us in the future or on the people we are talking about. A good example is the Atwoli case. He kept on saying Ruto can't be the president. In fact, watu wa Sugoi wakatemiti kuzio mzee atajinyonga. He even said he would go outside this country should Ruto win. Now, where is he? What is he telling people? In most cases, we find ourselves ill-talking other people. We have too much confidence in ourselves, and we forget we don't have control in whatever God has destined for them. So you just play your part without necessarily ill-talking another person. We also saw the case of the outgoing person who went around campaigning and saying, don't elect this person because he's a thief. Instead of glorifying your preferred candidate, you go talking bad about the candidate you are against, which I think makes that other person you're talking against more famous than the person you prefer. We at times find ourselves bad-mouthing others. Instead of glorifying our own good deeds, we want to concentrate more on the bad that the other person has done, forgetting that we're also not perfect. I also learned that you should always stand with your truth. What you believe in is what you go with, no matter what every other person thinks. Using Ruto and BBI as the case study, everybody was against him at Bomas. He gave his own analysis and he gave out his thoughts, regardless of what anyone else would have wanted to think about him. Later on, that BBI thing failed. At times, we find ourselves swayed by the majority and we forget our own truth. Maybe your core values are like this, but because the majority of the people do not agree with you, then you switch to the other side as much as you know. Deep down, that is not what you believe in and that is not your truth. So stand by your truth no matter the situation and no matter what circumstances around you say, and no matter the threats that are put in you. We can use this maybe in offices where you are supposed to compromise on something. You know something maybe is wrong, it is not right, or you are going against the justice of someone else. But because you're scared of losing your job, should you not comply with what the majority are saying, then you follow to the side of kufinyilia wale wengine. How about you stand with what you know? Just know this is my truth. I believe in A, B, C, and D. And if it is not like that, then me siko hapo. I'm ready to face the consequences. You must not struggle to get to the top. Ruto tried being the president. Mara ya kwanza na anashinda. The other person has tried 4 times and he didn't win. Not to ill-talk him, not to say that he doesn't know the strategy, but point is, you must not struggle. At times, you start your business and you're told, unajua biashara lazima uipatie like 3 to 6 months, ujisimamie. Alafu, so you keep on postponing what you want to do because you have that mentality that something is likely to fail, or it may not give you returns immediately as you would expect. Yet unaweza ipatia a shot na hii ipeak tu mara moja. Yeah, so you take the risk. You must not lose. Winning pia, as much as chances za kuwin na first instance ziko kidogo, it is a possibility. You can start something and it gives you good returns with immediate effect. Another lesson that stood out for me is the fact that sometimes connections may not really help you. You might think you have a backup because you're part of the deep state, and things go against you in the wrong run. This happens even in the corporate places where someone has been put to work by a godfather in that company, and they are less likely to do their job diligently because they know they can't be fired because someone brought them, and that is someone who is in power. In the elections, we know who was we know the people who are already in power, and it was almost guaranteed that whoever had connections, whoever was part of the dynasty, would take up the power. But Olewako, it happened the other way around. So I feel you don't have to rely on connections. Work your way up, because hizo connections at times they may fail you. Work so hard, hizo zikuange ndio backup. They are not your main source of encouragement. You don't think you'll make it because someone got your back. It is you to be your own back. It is you to push yourself. Anyone who thinks they might want to help you is just an added advantage, but it is not what you concentrate on. Most of us knew that because Raila was being supported by the president, who had won in previous 2 elections, who seemed to know it all, to know what is required for someone to succeed in the elections, then he was highly likely to win. And also being the fact that he was also campaigning for him. So we can equalize these two connections even in our workplaces, where mkubwa wako ndio unafikiria ni backup yako. The third lesson I learned from those elections is have good friends. In the deputy president's debate, I remember Mother Karua saying, when they were asked how they financed their campaigns, she said aeroplane she uses was given to her by a corporate friend. What can your friends give you? Are your friends the kind of people who support what you're doing? Can your friends count on you? What do you have to offer them when they have the project they want to run? As much as mother lost, I believe this corporate friend who affords to give someone a plane is also someone who would be in a position to put mother in the directorship ama ampatie job. So be a good friend to others, and also ensure your circle is people who can help you. Do not associate yourself with people who can't take you higher, people who can't help you get to achieve your vision. And be that kind of a friend also who can be counted on. Kwa pamoja. I also learned from that 24-year-old Toto, who is the current women rep of Bomet County. At 24 years, what were your goals? What are you waiting for? Do you think you can be in power at her age? Or at 24, you still think you're young and naive? At times, it's not the money in our pockets that matters. It's the vision and the belief you have in yourself. We also have the Elementator MCA, who is just 22 years and he didn't even complete his university. So these are people who really believe in themselves. As much as they didn't have the money, they were able to sell their vision, and people believed in them to the point of putting them in parliament. So for you, don't be a half-hearted person. Pursue what you want. Have the vision. Know that it is achievable. Ni wewe tu ujitume with what you have. You may not have the money, but unaweza kuwa na mdomo convince watu hadi wakakuchagua. You are not limited. People even campaigned using donkeys, and we have others who campaigned using choppers and they didn't succeed. So it's sometimes, although money is everything, it may not be everything at all times. The deputy president said we should take great care of our families, because at the end of the day, those are the people who got our back. They will stand with us even in the most of the difficult times. We put so much trust in our friends and maybe our colleagues or our neighbors, and at times we even tend to forget where we come from. And at the end of the day, those are the people who matters. You may neglect your family, maybe your husband or your wife, or the children at the expense of running for material things, or maybe your career is demanding and so you spend most of your time working instead of you've not been able to balance the time you have for your family and the time you have for your job. So the day your company might decide you are no longer relevant, you will be dismissed and you will not regret not taking good care of your family at the expense of your job. always try to find a balance, but let family come first, because you can't be considered redundant or irrelevant in your own home or in your own family. Family will always remain. So let's be good to our family members before we be good to other material things of the world. Guys, until next time, I've come to the end of this video. I hope you'll pick up one or two things and you can utilize it to make yourself a better person. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share my video. Until next time, adios.